Hello guys, good morning. Welcome to another episode of xahlee Talk Show. We are going to code Wolfram language. Let's start Wolfram language. We are going to draw pattern matching. Pattern matching not pattern matching, the tilings and patterns, okay? So we are going to create a drawing like that in Wolfram language. And if you don't know, introduction, I did like over 100 videos on Wolfram language. Just search for it, xahlee.info, Wolfram language tutorial, and you can learn in depth about anything in Wolfram language from the ground up if you already know a programming language, okay? So, and you can download it free. It's free about 3 years ago. If you are watching offline, play at 1.5 speed because I ramble. If you are watching live, say hi here. Okay, so Wolfram language, I've got video tutorials, best videos collected here, and about graphics, about, like how do you do graphics from as a beginner. There is a tutorial, a video tutorial, also a text tutorial there. Okay, Wolfram language in depth. Okay, so let's do today's thing. We're gonna draw this. So that is from a package I wrote. Wolfram language, search for it. You'll find it on xahlee.info. Plain tiling package, okay? So this package allows you to generate any tilings in the plane in an easy way. So for example, you can draw these Islamic patterns, beautiful. And so I wrote this in 1997, and this guy, okay, so let's go to the download folder, okay? So this guy who contacted me like 20 years ago, and he actually drew this one. So the package allows you to, as long as you have a motif, like motif is like that, like part of the tile. So once you have that part, you can just repeat it by mirror reflection, by translation. Then you can generate, for example, this little part. In fact, half of that is called fundamental region. So fundamental region is the minimal region that once you have that, you can just repeat by symmetry and have the full pattern tiling or knots or whatever to fill the plane. But the most important thing is, there are many ways to create this, okay? There are multiple techniques to create this geometric pattern. But one of the ways is just create the minimal fundamental region. Then you can just call a command, it'll just fill the plane for you by the symmetry. Okay, so that is this package. So like 30 years ago, this guy sent me, he used my package to generate this beautiful pattern. Okay, so, and then he sent me about 2 months ago more. Okay, so like he emailed me, hey, I'm still using your package, fantastic. So the package the pattern he sent, let me show you. So this is one of the source code. So this one is about, this is like the worksheet. The final picture is, go down. This is the final picture, beautiful, intricate. You see, they become linkages, like one go over the top of the other. But so this is kind of the fundamental region. Yeah, so this is the final pattern. So I'm going just to run the code today to see I can duplicate it. Of course I can, I should be able to, otherwise something is wrong. Yeah, hopefully it's fun. And he also sent another pattern. Another one he sent is this one. This is like related to Celtic knots, the decoration used in Scandinavia culture. So these are drafts, and the final image is this one. Beautiful. Okay, so let me show you where to get, so you can get the package here. It's on GitHub. Let's see what else I want to show. So you got my tutorial, and I'm coding Wolfram language in Emacs. You can get the package if you know what is Emacs. Then the tiling. Okay, so let's start to do it. Let's do it slowly and easily. Okay, if you have questions, ask me. Okay, so remove that. So we want to, yeah, so let's go to where is my package. Let's see if it's loaded. So I mean, just like Emacs, if you want to load a package, you need to place it in a special directory. So Shift Enter, let's see if it's loaded. It's loaded there, fantastic. So let's run. So this one is saying, wait, I don't know what is cap from, where that came from. So let's just run it. Fantastic. Okay, then let's run this one. So he's going to generate a bunch of lines. You see, in order to create this beautiful tiling, one of the things you have to know is the coordinate. You see, for this, like a fundamental region, you need to find the coordinate. Of course, for the star, like this one is a hexagram. It's called Star of David, or it's also called hexagram, I think. Hexagram is more of the mathematical name. So to find the point of that coordinate of that star is easy, but then you have to find the other parts. So that is not, it's not difficult, but it's tedious. So that's why you see these radicals, these are all coordinates. Okay, let's go to the top. So we begin by generating this. So, so you have to design what height to put those. Then let's try this one. Run it. So this wallpaper plot is for my package. Then the first argument is a, let's magnify. Okay, so the wallpaper plot is for my package. The first argument is a symmetry that specifies the symmetry of the wallpaper. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, that means, okay, so you can go to, let me show you quickly. If you go to XAH Math blog on xahlee.info, then there's a section that teach you about symmetry, wallpaper groups. So, so it's kind of technical, but high school level. So if you are into mathematics, you might read this, so you'll learn some group theory and tiling, kind of symmetry theory. Okay, so the interesting part is the appendix. So there you see the different kind of let's see. You see you can see the 17 possible symmetries of a wallpaper. So you can see this one is just simply translation, just move it, copy, move it, copy. And this one is translation, but you also have rotation, you see there. And the image on the right shows their symmetry and generator. So you can, in a glance, know what type of symmetry this wallpaper is. So what they show, the symmetry and generators, okay? So this image shows the symmetry, and this image shows the generator. Generator is a concept in group theory. Okay, so generator means this symmetry is generated by, you see one black line there, that's a translation. That means you just copy, paste, and move it there, copy, and move it there, copy. Okay, so you got another black line that's again translation. So you got two translation, and you got a diamond in the middle. That means twofold rotation, meaning rotating 180 degrees. So that is like, for example, this point. So let's, can we, okay, anyway. So this diagram shows the generator. Okay, generator means the fundamental symmetry elements that generates the entire symmetry of this. Then this one is a bit different. You got translation, but you got also a mirror reflection. Okay, so can you see it? Is it interesting? Hello, Hank. Can you make a non-periodic tiling? Yes, I can, but that is not so easy. That is my package. My package only do periodic ones. So if you want to do non-periodic tiling, that's incredibly beautiful and fantastic, but it's more complicated. Well, it's not tech. It's It's you have to do it in a different way. You have to do it either via fractals or many other special methods. But my package only do the symmetric. Actually, I do have some examples of no, actually I don't. So anyway, let me talk about that non-periodic tiling. Okay, that's very interesting. So let me show some. Yeah, so let me talk about that. So let's go to so let me show you. Let me talk about that. So let's go to the math blog. So xahlee.info. Go to math blog. Increase the size. Then go to the whole math section. Then, so we want to show about wallpaper groups. We already did. We were talking about this in the middle. Okay, and I want to finish this. Okay, so there's more to say. So, but let me document it here so we know what we are talking about. So there is that I want to talk about. So this is continuous groups of rotation and translation in the plane. So that is a technical math-oriented paper, okay? Then I want to talk about wallpaper gallery. So this give you a bird's eye view, kind of beautiful tilings using the varieties of symmetry, okay? So that's one. For example, go to next. Let's see, can you use arrow? No. So you see, so the diagram shows their symmetry. You can see the red double line, that means there's a mirror reflection, okay? And the star is the actual wallpaper, okay? So that one and that one. This one is interesting because there is a called flip mirror. What's the technical name? I forgot. So you mirror but you have to you mirror and you have to move a bit. So look like footprints. Okay. So let's go to next one. Then you got this kind of more symmetry. Okay. So next, let's just go through them. Okay. Next. So you can see this one is kind of like swastika symmetry. Okay. So at some point you have a fourfold rotation. That means rotate 90 degrees. Like at each one of these points somewhere here. Let's see where. Like here. Okay. Like right here. You rotate 90 degrees, the whole thing becomes itself. Then you rotate 90 degrees, the whole thing becomes itself again. So you got kind of the fourfold symmetry, a fourfold rotational symmetry, or you can just say swastika symmetry. Then, but at other points, you have a twofold rotational symmetry. That means you rotate 180 degrees. So where would that be? It's kind of hard to see from this like star. But anyway, so that's another symmetry. So another one, altogether there are like 17 of them total, okay? So far all the ones we showed before, they are all based on rectangular grid, okay, but you'll see triangular grid. So let's see next. So we started to see triangular grid here. You see, triangular grid is more beautiful. So next. This one is beautiful. This one got the most symmetry, okay, and that's it. So altogether you have like a total of 17 of them, okay, so that shows the symmetry. And then let me talk about, okay, so we talked about that. Then let's see. Let me copy that. So back here, copy, show in browser. So that's things we talked about. Okay, so we gonna talk about what about tilings. So let's go to tilings. Okay, math. So go back to math. So xahlee.info, math blog, go to the math section. So we want to show some tilings and non-periodic ones. Very interesting. Okay, so some more tiling, beautiful thing. We wanna go to, yeah, and Asia, very beautiful tiling gallery. Okay, let's just explain what is the non-periodic. So for periodic ones, so these are more examples of periodic tilings. All these are generated by my package like 30 years ago, 1997. Okay, so you can see, you can click of them and say random, 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 random. And the last one is, so anyway, so you see that these are all periodic. Periodic means you can just repeat or reflect or rotate, you know, they have symmetry. So so these are like kaleidoscope. So you got that. And this one is common, like pedestrian path tiles used to be common. I don't think I see this anymore. Like I remember, you know, I think this pattern used to be common like 30 years ago. So anyway, this one is more like fractal tiling. It's also periodic but fractal, okay? And you got the linkage, and like you got linkage. So anyway, that's some examples, okay? Tilings and patterns, okay? So I wanted to show, yeah, so this one is beautiful. Then, okay, so let's go to the, okay, yeah, so let me recommend a book. Yeah, okay, let's talk about some of these things. So reading notes, so this is the best book, most authoritative book on tilings and patterns. This is mathematics, pure math. So if you really want to get into math, this is a must-have reference, like almost the reference, okay? This book is out of print, but there's a new edition, new reprint by Dover. They made the cover very ugly, like they become this ugly cover. But anyway, so you can buy the book, okay? This is the reference for tilings and patterns, okay? It's a math book, okay? It's not just like, I mean, if you are an artist, you know, you can get inspiration from it, but it's actually talking about mathematics, the theories, what kind of tiles are possible, things like that. And I wrote to this guy, Guanben. He passed away. Okay, he passed away about 7 years ago. But I wrote to him like in the 1990s, and he sent me his publications, like a stack of them. So I really appreciate. Like when you guys, when you are younger, you can write to mathematicians, and usually they will be happy to help you. Okay, comments. Okay, if you guys comment, so that's a great book. You should get. Okay, so, and it's actually, this would be one of my, like, let's say top 3 favorite math book. This one. Okay, I still have it somewhere. Where is it? I put away somewhere. Wait, where is it? Must be somewhere. Okay, so that book. Okay, so let's see. Let's stop this. Then I started to write some notes here, but also today there's tremendous amount of information on Wikipedia. So if you just want to see tremendous, okay, tilings, but tessellation, okay, so so you can see tessellations, lots of theories and pretty pictures, and math theories about tilings, and this is non-periodic. Okay, so Penrose tiling, the most famous non-periodic tiling. Okay, this one it's not beautiful. Okay, and this is Penrose, Roger Penrose, a British mathematician who kind of created the Penrose tiling, and this is the precursor of Penrose tiling. So they are actually very deep. Okay, they relate to logic and proof theory. They are fairly very deep. Okay, so for example, in this book we were talking about where did that book? In this book, at the end, there are like 1 or 2 chapters about non-periodic tilings. Okay, so here is the table of contents. Wang tiles, that's before Penrose tiling. So a periodic tiling. Okay, so that chapter. Actually, I haven't read chapter 10 and 11. And maybe 12. I haven't read. I read the rest of the book. Okay, so the Wang tiles, they relate to logic, like very deep. Okay, so where are we? So let's see. Yeah. Okay, so then where's the Wikipedia? Okay, so Wikipedia. Yeah. So this Wang tiles. That's, where is it? But anyway, so I'm saying that Wikipedia is very rich information. You can read for like a year just about this topic. So before I was talking about wallpaper groups, so now you can see Wikipedia, they have like a full article. Like 20 years ago when Wikipedia began, they just copied my website, and at the end there's a reference to my website. I think it's Gun. Let's see, search for XAH. Yeah, they removed it. But 15 years ago, it was there. In the beginning, they don't have much information. So, but anyway, so Wikipedia. Okay, if you want to learn these things, you can also use Wikipedia. Okay, tessellations and periodic tilings. Yeah, and you can also go to 3-dimensional. Or in different geometry, like non-Euclidean geometry. That's what this one is about. Let's shrink. this is non-Euclidean geometry tiling. Then hyperbolic plane. Okay, that's in hyperbolic plane. Then some other things I want to talk about. Yeah, I want to go back to work on the code. Okay, so we're gonna write this code, but just a few more things. So here is one in JavaScript that generates this random kind of thing. So you can click on that, 20 tiles, 10 tiles, random. It's beautiful. Okay, so this tile is called crochet tile. Okay, let's add that. Okay, then, okay, so this is my package that does the tiling. And then, so there are many different ways to generate them. One way is by repeating the fundamental region like that, okay? The other way is you simply draw a motif like that, then you just map that to all the grid points. So this is another way to generate the tiling. So by that technique, you can generate this one. For example, this one is like Islamic pattern, okay? So in fact, this way is much easier because you don't have to compute the exact coordinate, given a tiling like that, you have to find out which is like the minimal part. Then you have to find the coordinate. It's not so easy, but with this, mapping a motif to all the grid points or lattice points, it's very easy. So you can generate this one, beautiful one. And the white square there is a fundamental region. Okay, so anyway, so then you can generate that. Okay, then you can generate like illustrations for the symmetry of a tile. Okay, so then you can like cut it, then you get this kind of church tinted glass decoration. Okay, so, and then this one is an example of fractal tiling. So to generate this one is another technique. What you do is you do line transformation. So you see, typically a tiling is made of, tiles. So you have edges, right? Those edges. But in this one, in this transformation, line transformation, basically you just, for every edge of a tile, you begin with a simple tile. Then you just apply transformation to the line. So each line becomes some other shape. So you get that. Then you can repeat. Then you got this, you got this fractal tiling. Beautiful. Then you can cut off the fringes. Then you get that. Now this one is interesting too. This one is also done by line transformation. Okay. So anyway, so that's an introduction to my Wolfram language plain tiling package. So you can get it on GitHub. Download Wolfram language and get it. So one more thing, let's cover one more thing about so algorithmic mathematical art. So this is written about 20 years ago, and it's one of my, I would say, one of the essay I'm most proud of, algorithmic mathematical art. So it's an exposition. I explain what are the techniques to generate all sort of mathematical art, and I also give a definition of exactly what is a mathematical art. I mean, different person can have different interpretations, but I give a definition for that, and I also give a definition for what is algorithmic art. So together, in all, together all these are algorithmic and mathematical, but that does not mean anything computer generated. Okay, so this one is algorithmic mathematical art because it's defined by a equation. This one is also because it's defined by a equation. This is called Riemann surface. Okay, it should extend to infinity. It only shows part of it. And I always dreamed to be able to have something like this in a 3D game. So for those of you writing 3D games or know how to use 3D game engines, try to create this. Okay, so try to recreate this Riemann surface in a 3D game so that it doesn't just show part of it. Like right now, this picture only show part of it, but it should be like, all the edges extend to infinity. Okay, so when you have this in a 3D game, and imagine if you are a person walking on a surface or an ant or a fly, you can kind of go through these tunnels into a different level. So you go up this hole, you reach a different level, then you go to the other side, and then you can go up. So if any one of you have seen anyone has ever done this in a 3D game engine, okay, I'm not talking about like you can go to this website. This is the professor Richard Palais and Kasher, who helped me a lot. Richard Palais and Kasher, okay, they were my mentors. Okay, so and I helped them build this website. So you can see many of these minimal surfaces, and for so this one Riemann surface. So this one, okay, let's turn on JavaScript. Then you can see they deform. You see, so it's a family of surfaces. Okay. So, but my question is for you guys, if you guys have ever seen something like this rendered in a 3D game engine, let me know, because I've been wanting to do that like since 20 years ago, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. I'm too old for it. I mean, yeah, I got other things, it's so happens. So, but if you guys have ever seen, things like that, let me know, okay? So fantastic. Okay, so this website, check it out. Okay, 3D Explore Math, 3DXM Virtual Math Museum. Okay, let's post that there. Okay, then I wanted to, algorithmic mathematical arts. Okay, let's continue. This is algorithmic mathematical art because it is defined by an algorithm. Okay, and all these two, but this is real life. And this two because it's defined by a mathematical equation. This two, and this two because it's defined by a algorithm, a mathematical definition. This is called inversion of circles. Okay, and that one too, and this one too, inversion of circles, and this one too. Some of these are by other people. So this one is from a math software like 30 years ago. It's gone now because like 30 years ago, imagine you lived your life, and after 30 years some websites are gone, things like that. Then this is a algorithmic mathematical art because it's done via algorithm and geometry transformation. So typically this one is called fish lens, and this one we've seen before, but now it becomes like one single line. So this image is created by one single line moving about. So very fascinating. It's based on what was it based on? I forgot. But it's done by line replacement, transformation of the line segment. So anyway, there's so many. So this topic, this big topic. So there's a building. This one is called Pinwheel Tiling, beautiful, and this is a building in Australia. In Australia, then you got, so this is also mathematical art. This one is a plot of a complex function. Okay, something like that. The real part of a discriminant as a function of the norm q on the unit disk. Okay, I don't understand. So let's see if the website is still alive. Yeah, it's still alive. This is old, pretty old, like 2005. So anyway, so then there's tilings and patterns. So this is Celtic decoration. It is mathematical art because it involves a lot of algorithms. Okay, and similar. Okay, so anyway, I want to get to, so then we started to have this beautiful thing is a non-periodic tiling. Okay, it's non-periodic, and it is algorithmic. So this is a algorithmic mathematical art. Okay, so there's too many to go through. Okay, so, and this one's spectacular. Okay, so then there's fractals because they are a plot of a mathematical recursive function. Fractals. And there's 3D geometry case. So anyway, so what I want to say, so then there's Escher, one of the most famous artists known for his mathematical art. So Escher and Escher's transformation tilings and another Escher's artwork. Okay, but something are not mathematical art, okay, and I really hate them. So that would be examples of today's what's called generative art. Okay, that's the worst shit possible. Generative art. You look at them, they are just like random, random doodling using computer programs. There's no order, there's no structure. It's just like random doodle. The random doodling fuck popularized by the Zoomer generation. Okay, no order, no structure. You just use computer to like do random, drawing. That it's called generative art. It's the worst shit. Okay, no, this like this is the worst shit possible. Okay. And it's easy because there's no rules. You just use the computer just to do random and you come up, you have like a picture like that. Okay. Some of them require some creativity, like this one. You gotta have some creativity. But basically there's no rules, On the contrary, in contrast, all these tilings, okay, or this one, or this one, or let's go to my article. Okay, so where is it? Okay, so all these, all these surfaces, they are not just like random doodlings. They have very precise properties and coordinates. So in order to do this, you need to, like, it's not easy, okay? Some of these involves integrals that you have to compute for long hours, okay? And they have very significant properties, such as this soliton, okay? This soliton, breather soliton, they involve, actually I don't understand the mathematics, but they are about soliton, like in physics, okay? In physics, advanced physics, you have this kind of thing. I don't really understand it, okay? But it's about wave, about how you can have a wave, and anyway, look up Wikipedia, okay? Look up Wikipedia for soliton. So you have this 4 soliton, they may not be pretty, but they have like very significant mathematical properties. The type of property that gives you like solutions, solves critical problems, so you can have nuclear bomb, something like that. Okay, not exactly, but something of that magnitude. Okay, but I don't understand this. Okay, but anyway, other things are easy to understand. For example, ellipsoid is the most easy to understand, and it has lots of properties because Earth is an ellipsoid. Okay, so anyway, back to my point. Any one of these picture, and let's go to the minimal surface because that's more beautiful. Any one of these picture is very precise, defined by a mathematical equation, and so it is not easy to do. But they are also beautiful. Okay, for example, this boy's surface. Okay, this one looks like a propeller. Okay, and also actually the surface is not just a propeller; it extends to all directions. Okay, so it's not exactly a propeller because it extends to all directions. Okay, like imagine it intersects itself. So what I want to see again is I want to see someone. I think it will happen down in the road in the new generation. Somebody will have this in 3D game, create this in 3D game engine. Actually, 20 years ago, I was in a conference in Tokyo. I've seen people do that. Mathematicians, they demo, this in a 3D game engine. But what I want to see is, popular. Like I can just go to a stream website and download a game like that. Have these surfaces in a game. That would be fantastic. So if you've seen that, let me know. If you have not, think about it. Maybe do it. Tell other people to do it. So these are minimal surfaces. So all these, let's go back. So all these are mathematical, very, very definite. So in sharp contrast to this doodling, so-called generative art. Then, so one more thing I want to say about what is not mathematical art is, let's go back. So another example that is not algorithmic mathematical art, that would be that. Okay, this is the worst shit possible, loved by the bit diddlers. The ray tracing. So ray tracing, they are, great computer techniques for computer graphics. They simulate real-world imagery, right? And it is algorithmic, because it's done, it's created by a computer, including, hold on a second. So let me show you. So we have seen generative art. Are they algorithmic? Yes, because it's created by a computer algorithm. But they fail to be algorithmic mathematical art because they don't have a definite structure. They don't have, definite like symmetry or structure, even though it's algorithmic. Similarly, for this ray traced image, is it algorithmic? Yes, because it's created by a computer. But is it mathematical? Well, not really, because there's no structure to it. Okay, so that is the distinction of, that is my thesis, okay, in this article. Where is it? Here. Okay, you want algorithmic mathematical artwork. All these are examples of, except this one, except this cellular automata. That's not, well, that's algorithmic, but it is not mathematical. It lacks mathematical beauty, just like this generative art. It lacks mathematical beauty. Okay, it lacks mathematical beauty. And this one, ray tracing pictures, lacks mathematical beauty. For humans, you might think, oh well, this is pretty picture. Oh yeah, this is pretty picture. Is kind of relaxing or whatever, but it is not algorithmic mathematical art. Okay, that is kind of the point I'm making in this article. In this article, okay, where is it? Here, okay. So this one, cellular automata, that's also not mathematical artwork, but the rest of the images, illustrations are. Okay, I talked for too long, and are we gonna? So it's already 1 hour. Can we finish this? Let's quickly finish this. Okay, I want to finish this. So this is actual coding. So this one, okay, we already ran it. And what about this one? So what is this one? So this one, Shift Enter. Okay, evaluate it. And this one, Shift Enter. Okay, now you started to add the outline. Okay, so we can, you starting to see they begin with that, and you want to add the outline. So you begin with this motif, then you show what it looks like, then you started to refine it by adding outline. So let's see how did he add the outline. Okay, so fundamental domain plate, thing, fundamental plate, cap form round, join form line. So he maps a line to this point. Okay, so anyway, that's how he adds the outline. You see the black lines. Okay, so blue thin line. Okay, anyway, then it shows how it looks like. Okay, it looks like that. Then he tries to remove, you see, he tries to remove the middle lines to make them a path. Now, how does he do that? Actually, it's not clear to me how he did that. I have to look at the code in detail. The code is just here. I have to I have to pay attention what exactly is going on. Let's see, can we quickly find out? So here is a bunch of coordinates, two-dimensional coordinates, and he just add line to each of them, but how do you add? But how did you add the path? Blue thin line. Sean, hey Sean, hope you are having a good day. Hello Dosi, you should still try XAH. I don't think I have seen that in many engines. Those tiling patterns are awesome. Yeah, regarding creating these surfaces in a game engine, I never had experience in game engines, so I don't really know, but I'm thinking some of them the game engine will not be able to do, because the game engine is not designed to do infinite surfaces, like surfaces that extends to infinity. So let me just show you some, here's another beautiful 3D one. So can you do this in a game engine, for example? Yeah, it will be, I have no idea because I try to study game engine, but it's like very low level, like OpenGL, and like you have like 1,000 lines if you just want a cube rotating, okay, 1,000 lines. In Wolfram language, it's one single line. I've showed this many times, okay, so for example, cube, one single line. So let's say you want cube, let's say at 0, 0, 0, okay? Then you just say graphics 3D add, and that's it, okay? Then, one single line, you have a cube. Then you can have like tube, whatever, one single line. To do this in OpenGL is like 200 lines, then, environment settings or pipe, whatever, fuck. So I don't know. So, but in gaming, but you see this extend to infinity. This is like a special uniform Euclidean honeycomb. Okay, so that this is not too difficult, but some of them, for example, let's see. Okay, so some of these, they extend to infinity. So I don't know how, 3D games are usually not designed to do that. So this one, for example, yeah, this is not so good. So you see, they cross each other. So anyway, so I think that's so. Let's finish coding this. Okay, so where's the code? Yeah. So let's see. So let's see. So let's evaluate this part. So did we evaluate that? Yes. Okay, now this one works. Fantastic. Now this one, okay, that's a comment. Now this one, evaluate it. Okay. Now this one, okay, now let's delete the graphics and evaluate it ourselves. Now there you go. So let's see. Now this one, evaluate it. Fantastic. Okay, we kind of done. So what are these variations? I guess evaluate it. Okay, delete that. Evaluate it. Okay, so we didn't get into understanding exactly how he, like for example, now, yeah, so you see, first of all, you start with simple line, then you make them into a strip, then you remove the line in the middle, you see, then you need to make the strip crisscross, overlap, like one on top of each other. So let's see. So you see, so the trick is actually to understand how did he do it, because it's easy to do, but it's just tedious, because it's just tedious. Like, so I want to find out, did he, is there some simple way? So he's using the cap form. Wait, is that the new function? I haven't seen that function. Join form is a graphics directive that specifies what type of join should be used to connect segment of lines. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. So what about cap form? Cap form just means the endpoint. Yeah, that shouldn't do it, but oh, okay. I think he did it manually, so it's very tedious. Yeah, I think that's what he did manually. Let's see. Why is he? You see, he just did it manually. Like manually created this formula each one of these is coordinate point. Yep, I think. so it turns out, you just do this manually, find out each coordinate point, then draw a line. Okay, but still very interesting. So I think that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Fantastic. Bye, guys. Support my work. Okay, if you love my stuff, go to xahlee.info, xahlee.info, and go to all the way to the bottom. You can pay me, Patreon me, Amazon gift card me, PayPal me, or gift card me $100. That would be good. Do it one shot. Okay, bye, guys. Very off topic. Have you tried Vimium C extension for your browser? No, and I would not be interested. I know you don't use Vim, but you get Vim key bindings for your browser, so you won't need to use your mouse. No? Well, that's an old topic. I flamed it. I flamed it so bad you wouldn't know. But even that's 10 years ago. I would never use like a Vim binding, like a bunch, you press a key, then bunch of key like A, B, C, D, press B to jump to here, then, press C to go to this link, press D to open that link. That's crap. That's not very efficient. Okay, its mouse is better. But anyway, I don't want to flame. That's okay. Bye.